Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over my fall TBR, and I have quite the stack here. These are all of the books that I want to read in the next few months. I am going to be doing a TBR for the specific months, and I want to like gamify it, and there's there's somebody who already does a game, TBR game, in a way that I really like, and it's really simple. I'm not going to be doing it exactly like she does, but whenever I do that video, I'll make sure to link her channel in the description so you guys can go watch her videos if you want and see where I got the idea from. But this is just going to be all of the books I want to read during the fall. Will I get through all of these? Very unlikely that I will, but when I pull for books, these are the ones I'm going to pull from. So I'm just going to start going. I'm not going to have a ton to say about probably a lot of these books because I either A, bought them a long time ago, or B, didn't really read the description super thoroughly when I did buy them. So, yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started in no particular order. Actually, kind of a particular order. I'm gonna start with the book that I am currently reading. I figured I would just throw this in here because I will be finishing it in the fall, so this is definitely something I want to read in the fall because I'm already reading it. This is Sarah Hawley. Is that how you say it? A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. And this is a sequel. I think the third book is out already too. But the first book was A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. And these books they're cute, but I don't think they're really for me. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not bad. And I think I would probably rate them, like, so far this is a 4-star. The first one that I read, I would say it's a 4-star. For me, a 4-star is a book I enjoyed reading, and I would recommend. Like, if this is the type of book that you're interested in, like this is the genre that you like, I would recommend the book. I just don't necessarily think that this is the genre for me, if that makes sense. But I am enjoying it. It's just not a 5-star. So this is about the best friend of the girl that the first book is about. She's a witch, and there is a demon. And they have to go on this quest. I don't really want to say too much because if you haven't read the first book, it would be giving things away. But they have to go on a quest together. And it's kind of rom-com-y, but like, I mean, there's also mysteries afoot, but nothing too intense. So there's that. It's cute. I'm about a little over halfway through. I feel like this entire year I've been in a huge reading slump. I have not really read that many books, and I have a feeling it's because of the first book that I read this year. And I will be doing another video on all of the books that I read in the first 6 months of this year. And I'm just doing it in that chunk because there's not that many books that I've read. So I will be doing another video on that. Okay, next is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and I'm sure pretty much everybody knows what this is about. I absolutely love the Disney cartoon movie of this. I watch it every single year. It's just so nostalgic, and basically this is a story of Ichabod Crane, who moves to a small town to become a teacher. And yeah, there's the Headless Horseman, and things happen. I don't think anybody doesn't know what that book is about. This is a manga. This is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero's Journey, Ultimate Manga Edition. So yeah, I have read A Nightmare Before Christmas graphic novel before, and it was okay. And then I also read the book about, it was like this, it's supposed to be like the sequel kind of to A Nightmare Before Christmas, but it centers around Sally. And that book was okay. Like, I had a little bit of issues with the writing style personally, and the story just wasn't as complex. I don't know, not as complex, but I don't know. It just didn't captivate me the way The Nightmare Before Christmas does. But I am interested in reading this manga that my husband got me. Next is Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Mexican Gothic. This book was, I think it went pretty viral when it first came out, and it's still pretty popular. I think that this is about a girl whose cousin gets married or something. I think it's her cousin. Yeah, her cousin. And then her cousin starts sending her letters that are like really concerning. And so she goes to visit her cousin because I guess they kind of think that her cousin is like losing her mind. So she goes to visit her cousin to see what's going on, and strange things are afoot. And that's all I really know about that. But yeah. This next one is, the cover's a little risque, so I mean, if you're not interested in seeing that, maybe look away while I talk about this one. It's really not that bad, like nothing crazy is showing, but this is the Grimm Fairy Tales volume 11. I don't know why I have volume 11, but I don't really care. I'm gonna read it anyway. Oh, there's like sticky stuff. This is like the worst. I hate when this happens. It's like sticker residue on the back. I'll have to clean that later, but it feels so nasty. Yeah, this is the Grimm Fairy Tales graphic novel. This is volume 11, like I said. I don't really know why I have volume 11 and not any of the other ones. My husband got this for me. But I'm going to read it. I'm probably going to be lost the entire time, but whatever. I'm just going to read it. I have these two books. I think the first one is marked. This is a House of Night novel. This is marked. And this is by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. And these were, I think, popular when I was in high school. And I remembered my best friend in high school was reading these books. I didn't really read in high school. And I don't know. I wasn't really a big reader in junior high and high school. And I think that stems from forced book reports in elementary school, honestly. But I remember my best friend reading this series, and it looked interesting. And so later on, when I was an adult, I decided to buy a couple of them. I don't really know what that's about, though. Maybe vampires? Yeah, vampires. Cool. So I have Marked, and then I have the second book, Betrayed, and I think there's like 7 or 8 books. 8 books. And then there's like a side book. So 9 books, I guess. Yeah, but I have the first 2, so I would like to read those. Oh, this one has a Barnes & Noble sticker on it still. Okay, well, I'm not doing that right now because that's going to leave residue. Anyway, this is The Bone Orchard by Sarah A. Mueller. And this is a book that my husband got me. He was at the bookstore and he sent me pictures of like a bunch of different covers. And he might have sent me pictures of the backs of them too. And he's like, oh, like pick some. But I don't think I actually read the synopsis. This is one of the ones I didn't read the synopsis very well. So I don't really know what it's about, but the Bone Orchard sounds really interesting to me. I'm not going to sit here and try and read the synopses because this is going to take forever if I do, but I'm sure it's pretty easy to look up if you want to know what it's about, but the cover really intrigued me. This is Neil Gaiman's The Graveyard Book. This is another one that I kind of bought based off of the title and the cover, but it's about a boy that lives in a graveyard, and I don't really know anything other than that because, again, I did not read the back very well. Most of the time when I buy books, it's either I saw someone online talking about it and it sounded interesting, or I see it in the bookstore and I spend like 2 seconds reading the back and I'm like, oh, cool. And then I like the title and the cover, so I buy it. But yeah. This is White Crow by Marcus Sedgwick. This one is one that I bought at the beginning of my book buying journey, if you could call it that. When I got back into reading as an adult, this was one of the first books I bought. The House of Night books were also some of the first ones that I bought. These have just been sitting around for years waiting for me to read them, so I don't actually remember what this one's about, but it looks real creepy. She's like sitting in an old chair with candles and like smoke around her. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be a horror or something creepy. Definitely supposed to be creepy. This is another one that I bought in that same time period. This is Evermore by Alison Noel. And again, I don't remember what this is about, but I'm sure I'm going to like it just fine. It says The Immortals, so I think this is probably part of a series. Yeah, the first book in Alison Noel's Extraordinary New Immortal series. So, something about immortals. Maybe vampires? I don't know. But we're gonna read that. I have a couple Agatha Christie books in here. Let me just grab both of them at the same time. I do have way more Agatha Christie books than this. But they're not all here. A lot of them are still in New York. And I already had a lot of books, so I didn't want to pull all the ones that are here in, so I just grabbed 2. I have Agatha Christie's The Moving Finger. And these actually, so the ones that I said I bought at the beginning of my book buying journey, that was when I actually got back into reading, really. These ones are ones that I bought when my grandma started taking me to this used bookstore, which I loved, and I would buy Agatha Christie books whenever I went there, even though I wasn't reading them. I did read one, but I just liked them. So I have The Moving Finger and I have The Body in the Library. So all her books are like murder mysteries, so perfect. This is In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. And I did start reading this one at one point. Does it still have... It even has a bookmark in it. It's not in the spot where I left off, but it's in here. This was like a suspense, like a creepy suspense. I don't really remember. Oh, they made a movie out of it? What? The back says they made a movie out of it. Interesting. So, there's that. This is another one I've already started reading. It does not have a bookmark in it anymore for some reason. I don't know what happened there. But I will have to just find where I left off because it wasn't that long ago. This is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis? I don't know. But this one is about a like sorcerer, a wizard who accidentally gives himself amnesia somehow while like summoning a demon or something, and Then there's like a princess that he kidnapped and he doesn't remember it. And it's just, so far it's just him going about his everyday life, not remembering that he's an evil sorcerer, and trying to like still make it seem to everybody around him that he's got his stuff together and he remembers everything. So I don't know, it's okay so far. How far have I read? I haven't read that far. I think maybe like a third of the way through the book, and it's okay so far. It's nothing like crazy, but it's okay. Next I have The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller, and I have no idea what this is about. I think this is about a girl who has like multiple lovers who are obsessed with her, and like she can get them to do whatever she wants, but she's bored, so she decides to like go take down a kingdom or something. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. She's gonna go like seduce a king and take over the kingdom. That's what it seems like. Interesting. My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I'm guessing this is about an exorcism. Really all I know about it, but I just loved the like 80s feel to it. This is Fear Street Super Thriller by R.L. Stine. It has 2 books in it, Party Games and Don't Stay Up Late. I don't know what either one is about, but I found this at Ollie's, I think. So it was a good deal. And I like R.L. Stine. So obviously gonna read that. This one is super random. I don't usually read these types of books. I think my husband kind of picked this up as a joke. But this is by Mary Janice Davidson, and it's called A Wolf After My Own Heart. I don't read these types of books. It's just not my thing. The covers are a little weird. I don't usually like people on covers, but especially these like Fabio type ones. It's just not my thing, but I'm gonna read it anyway because my husband got it for me, even though I don't think he actually got it for me because he thought I'd like it. I think he just got it as a joke, but we'll see. This is Lightlark by Alice Astor, and I remember when this first came out, people were really excited about this coming out, and then once it did come out, people were crapping on it so hard. I think this was like some person on TikTok had like said, had come up with a synopsis for a book, and people got really, I think this is that book. People got like really excited about it, and then a publisher decided to offer them a publishing deal. So they wrote the book and it came out, and people thought it was really bad. Some people loved it, but a lot of the reviews I was seeing were saying well, this was absolutely awful. It does have a second book, so I don't know. But yeah, this is about, I think it's got like magic and stuff in it, but it says every 100 years the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves in their realms, one ruler must die. So, I mean, it sounds interesting enough, but apparently it was not executed to perfection. But I did want to pick it up and read it anyway, because when there is such, I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the word is, but when people are so fired up about something, even if it's in a negative manner, it makes me want to read it. So I just am curious. I want to have an opinion on it. This is Zodiac Academy, The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. This is kind of one of those series. This is, I think, a pretty long series. Long-ish. I think there's like 10 books or something. I don't know. But this is another one of those ones where people seem to be pretty divided on it. People either really love it or really hate it. So, again, I am interested. I want to have an opinion on it. And I don't really know what it's about, actually. Oh, it says something about dragon shifters, fae. Okay, sounds like it's up my alley. This is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. The viral friends to lovers dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. I do like dark romance. I prefer enemies to lovers, but friends to lovers is fine. Okay, this is something about serial killers killing other serial killers. So, interesting. This one is not really like necessary. This one's not seasonal, but it's fine. I wanted to read this because this is a very popular series. This is Shatter Me by Tahera Mafi. I'm not really sure how to say that name, but I was very tempted to just buy the entire series, to just buy the box set of this, but that's not really a smart idea because if I hated it, I would have the entire series and I would feel shattered. I would feel shattered because there have been some books that have been very popular that I just hated so much. So just buying the first one is probably a better idea for me. I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's a romance. Dystopian superheroes. Cool. But I think there is some romance in here. So we're going to read that, hopefully. I have the complete Grimm's Fairy Tales. I don't want to finish this entire thing, but I would like to start making my way through it. I kind of just want to start at the beginning and like start reading all of them. But this is going to be a long project. I really don't plan on getting through all of this in the fall. And I don't feel the need to either, just because it's a book of short stories. So, but I would like to start on it. And I wanted to start on this before. But like I said, I've been in a really bad reading slump this entire year so far, which is just so frustrating. So frustrating. And the extra frustrating thing about it is the book that put me into this book slump is a lot of people's like favorite book in the series that it's in, and some people's like literally favorite book ever. And I hate read that book. I hate read it. And whenever I do my video, you guys will see which book that is, and a lot of you will probably be really surprised, but and it's disappointing because I loved the rest of the series. It's the last book that's currently out in the series that it's in. And I loved every other book in the series. This last book in the series is a 1-star. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Next book is Pure Nessie by Suzanne Clark. And this one is about a building where it's like a never-ending building or something. There's like infinite rooms. It's supposed to be magical realism, I think, which I don't really read much magical realism, but it sounded really intriguing. So there's like only 2 people in this entire house, I think. And they visit each other twice a week to research secret knowledge. I don't know. It sounded interesting. Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. Harrow. This was kind of another one that I bought because it was in a lot of TikTok videos and a lot of TBR videos, and I absolutely love the cover, but I have no clue what this book is about. So, and there's no synopsis on the back. It's probably on the inside, yeah. I dream sometimes about a house I've never seen. I do that a lot. Do you guys ever dream about places you've never been to? I had a dream the other day about like a gas station that doesn't exist. And like I remember the name and the logo and everything, and it doesn't exist. It would be really cool if it did, but it doesn't, and I don't know. Anyway, too many tangents. We're gonna read that. Well, hopefully. This is extremely this is an extremely unrealistic TBR, and I'm fully aware of that. Seeing as I have read probably on average 1 book a month this entire year, this is extremely unrealistic, but I really want to get out of my reading slump and I want to pick my reading back up. So, we're going to try to do that. Okay. Next. Again, not really seasonally appropriate, but I have the whole series and I want to start getting through it. This is Bridgerton, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. And this is the book that the first season of the show was based on. I have seen all 3 seasons of the show, but I would like to read the books. I have heard that the books sometimes are quite a bit different than the show. So I don't feel too much like it's being spoiled. I don't really mind. But I would like to read more of the books before the next season comes out. So The Duke and I, and then I also have the second one, The Viscount Who Loved Me, in this TBR. Next, are all of these that? Yes. Next are a stack of books that I meant to read. I started a reading vlog for this. I was doing a reading vlog to see how, at first I was trying to see how many Dollar Tree books I could read in 24 hours. I think that's what I was doing. Or I was trying to see how long it took me to read all of them. I don't remember which one I was doing. I'm probably going to scrap all of the clips I already filmed for that just because it's been so long since I started it, and I've been in such a reading slump this year that I just don't think that I'm going to continue on. And the couple of books that I have already read for it were kind of So these are the rest of the Dollar Tree books that I purchased with that video in mind, but I'm going to try to read them without doing the vlog. So this is Through the Dark by Alexandra Bracken. And again, I don't really know what most of these are about. I kind of just read the title and looked at the cover, and since they were only $1, I was like, yeah, I'll grab it. Yeah, so I think this one's supposed to be dark and spooky though. So Eliza Starts a Rumor by Jane L. Rawson. The Arrival of Missives by Elia Whiteley. Skene Island by, it's by Elia Whiteley also. The Mermaid and Mr. Hancock by Imogen Hermes Gowar. The Sea Queen by Linnea Hart-Suiker. Some of these names I'm just having trouble with. And then the last physical book on here is When All Light Falls by Randall Silvis. And then on top of the physical books, I have audiobooks that I want to finish. I am in the middle of Aragon on Audible, and I have about an hour and a half left on that. So I want to finish that. And then I also started the Thursday Night Murder Club. I think that's what it's called. So far, it's really boring, actually. I think I'm a couple hours into it, maybe. Let me check. But it's really boring so far. Hopefully it gets more interesting as it goes. I do plan on finishing it, but like, I'm not really enjoying it so far. Oh, it says I have 11 hours left, so I probably haven't listened to much, maybe like an hour of it. No, I don't want to start it. I just want to see. Oh no, I have 8 hours left. I don't know. I haven't read that much of it, or I haven't listened to that much of it, but it's pretty boring so far. So it was a pretty recommended book, which is why I got it. But so hopefully it gets better. But I don't know. I also, am I listening to anything else? I think those are the only 2 audiobooks that I'm listening to. So I do want to finish those. And then on top of those, I also have my Kindle Unlimited books that I want to read. I share a Kindle Unlimited account with my husband. So right now I have 8 books out, and they've been sitting there for months and months and months, and they haven't changed because I haven't read them. The one I've started so far is The Predator. I think that's by Runix. I read another book by Runix. I don't remember what it was called right now though. But I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much that whenever it came out in hardback, I bought it. But this one so far is, I don't know if she wrote this one first, but the writing is more juvenile, which is strange because I think this book is supposed to be darker than the other one that I read. But I'm just going to keep reading it. It's like a mafia dark romance, I think. And then I also have Cross My Heart. Let's see who that's by. Okay, well, I can't see the book details for that, so hopefully that's still there. Cross My Heart, I don't know who that's by. Have A Prison of Ink and Ice, which is book 4 in the Wicked Darlings series by Rebecca F. Kenney. And I loved the first 3 books, so I'm excited about that one. I have Eternal Rain, and I'll put images of the book covers right here because it's not as, it doesn't work as well if I try to show you my phone screen. I have Eternal Rain, which is Age of Vampires book 1 by Carolyn Peckham and one other person, Suzanne Valenti. What was the other book that was here by both of them? There was a physical book in this stack that was by both of them, but I don't remember which one it was. So that's interesting. So I have that. I also have A Realm of Fire and Ash by Kathy Hahn and Jessica Rinn. I have The Ever King by L.J. Andrews. Curse of the Wolf King, A Beauty and the Beast retelling by Tisanja Odette. And the last one is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. I suck with names. But those are all of the Kindle Unlimited books I have. I also have a ton of Kindle books that I've bought during Stuff Your Kindle days. I'm not putting any of those on this TBR because mostly I just want to clear out my books on Kindle Unlimited so that I can refresh them because they've been sitting there for so long. I just realized I actually brought my Kindle, so I probably could have just shown you on my Kindle, but oh well. Those are all of the books that I would like to read this fall. So it's the end of August right now. So September, October, and probably into November. Usually by November I'm in Christmas mode, but November is still fall. So, and I don't really have like a lot of holiday books that I'm interested in reading. I don't really care that much about reading holiday books. So I'll probably just keep going on with this TBR through November. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the books that I plan on reading this fall. If you did, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. Or if you're interested in reading any of these. Not that I was super helpful with the descriptions, but you know. Anyway, if you are still here, why don't you subscribe if you haven't already? And I will see you guys next time. Bye.